Huwa sikuji Kiharu sana sana na suti. Leo nimeng'ara, hata sijui kama mnaona hivyo ama ni mimi tu naona. Huwa sivai sana sana tai nikikuja kazi. But because today we are going to parliament, nikaona nitoke hapa kama nimeenda. And I say so because all of us as leaders, as parents, we have found it very, very disappointing that the free basic education that came in Kenya during the reign of President Mwai Kibaki is now being annihilated by those who are in power now. And I want to address them specifically as an MP for Kiharu. Education is the equalizer for all the households in Kenya. It is education ambayo Mungu ametumia that wengi wetu hata mimi nikiwa mbele yenu tumefika kwenye tuko. And we cannot allow that advantage we had to be discarded by those who do not know its worth. Free basic education is a right for every school-going child in Kenya. It is not a privilege from any benefactor. It is a right. And it is education that polishes human capital, adds value to human beings and labor force, and helps the economies to grow. Indeed, even in many economic models, because that is my background, education and accumulation of knowledge is one of the factors that catapult economies forward. And therefore, for no avoidance of doubt, we are not going to allow anyone to play around with free basic education. It is appalling to see people in the same government giving different conflicting statements around the same subject. Even if you wanted to lie to Kenyans, you would have called for a meeting to harmonize the lie, so that when you come out, give Kenyans the proper picture. We hear the minister for this talking about this, the minister for the other differently, the other minister for the other differently. You need to give Kenyans hope and a cohesive messaging. And what we are asking is this: 22,000 as capitation is not a figure that came from the air and fell in schools. It was out of analysis done on the issues that capitation supports in a school. And therefore, we must not be discussing about whether to go down from 22,000. The discussion should be, since when 22,000 came about as capitation, there has been inflation. We should be talking about increasing capitation from 22,000 upwards. Capitation for primary schools is the same figure that President Mwai Kibaki was giving decades ago. Yet there has been inflation. There has been changes in pricing. The discussion in the country should not be about whether to do away with it. It should be about how much money are we adding to capitation in primary schools, in JS and senior secondary schools. And I want to request those who are in power now, when you are in government, you do not promise, you do. When you have authority from Kenyans, your work is to do. Your work is to say, we are going to do. Because I saw now, after realizing the Kenyan parents are very angry, now the government is trying to come and absolve themselves. And they're saying they support free basic education. Then what you are telling you is this: don't tell us, just set the money. And at it, ile pesa ambayo, most of these principles, let me tell you parents, They run these schools like insurance companies. Ile unachukua policy ya huyu unalipa yule. Majority of the schools in Kenya, and I'm saying so because I have interacted with many principals, and especially because of Kiharo Masomo Bora, have many debts owing to unremitted capitation that the government has not sent to the schools for the last several periods. Tunawauliza kwa heshima, shule zimeweka budget yao wakitumia 22,000. Tafadhali, even the arrears that are there, pay the schools so that the schools can pay the suppliers. Principals wetu waache kujificha wakitoka shule. Na ya mwisho, when I'm here, I'm talking about President Kibaki's time, because it is the government, the executive, that shapes policy. You know, now I have seen now the usual circus of blame games. Oh, it's this, it's that, it's the other. When we talk about free basic education, we talk about the government then. So the government cannot shift blame to any other institution. It is the government that shapes policy. It is the government that does allocations. Practically speaking, I have been there, I know. When the budgets are made, Parliament is only a conveyor belt. The buck stops with the executive. Please, reorganize your budget. Remove money from those areas. Many. Remove areas from those many areas, including endless renovations, including confidential funds. Remove the money for political management, like the one we are seeing people spending every weekend. Direct that money to capitation of support of our education. And please don't shift blame. Just do what is right because you know what is right. Just put money there. Kenyans are not interested in blame games, in shenanigans. Kenyans are just interested in the children of Kenya getting quality education. Na maundu ma ndrauga gwetio na gikuyu hanini. Maundu ma githomo kia buri. Tutigwitikira mundu ona umwe athake na githomo giki. Ni tondu mĩciĩ mĩingĩ ciana ikinyete haria ire nginya niĩ ndugamite mbere yanyu nĩ Ngai gũtũrathima ahĩtũkĩire gĩthomo-inĩ. Na nĩ wega ciana cia Kenya iheo kanya kau ka mũndũ gũthiĩ gĩthomo athome, nĩ tondu ndũngĩmenya mwana agatuĩka kĩ ũtambĩte kũmũhe kanya ga gũthoma. Namba 2, thirikari na arĩa me thirikari mamenye andũ mena gũkũ nja no mauge matanya ma ũrĩa mangĩenda kũhanĩka.